dear friends and friendly subscribers, welcome back to my channel. This is Inner Heal Tarot, and today we're going to do energy pairing for Shining Tribe Tarot by the late Rachel Pollack. I'm going to energy pair it with the old one that's currently well, it's not out of print anymore, but you know, I just wondering if there is any reason at all to, if you have like the old one, if there's any reason at all to have the new one, and if you have the new one, is there any reason at all to still searching the old out of print one, you know? So I guess this is why I create this video. So let's get to it. So the new deck, yeah, this just came out, came from Weiser Books, printed by Weiser Books. I don't know which one printed this one then. The old one, oh, the old one is by Llewellyn, you see, 2001. So there you go, that's the difference already. Yeah, I'm wondering what is the extra difference. Possibly the deck in itself. Let's see, what does it say with the box, because I don't have the box from the Llewellyn one. From the renowned author of 78 Degrees of Wisdom, this deck and guidebook invite readers to join the shining tribes of diviners and take the timeless sacred journey of self-discovery. Okay, drawing on the legacy of 50,000 years of humanity. So yeah, previously published in 2001, which is this one. This rectified Weiser Books Deluxe Edition includes color correction to the card art as directed by Rachel Pollack and 5 new cards not available in the previous edition. The accompanying full color book has been revised and expanded. Wow, this is so cool. And yeah, if we see from the card in itself, we shall see. Yeah, it's like bigger cards and like what the publisher said, it has some kind of like color correction according to Rachel Pollack instruction herself. So I guess what we're going to do is doing the energy pairing first, and then we're going to talk about the book, because I think it makes more interesting and makes more sense in that way. Would you agree? So then let's do it, yeah? This is exciting. Okay, let me try to crop it in a little bit more. If you're new to this channel as well, please don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment on my videos if you think this video is beneficial for your tarot journey and study, because you know how YouTube algorithm work by now, I guess. If you're in YouTube a lot, the more you share, the more you comments, the more people can access this video. Okay, and sorry for the constant moving of this tripod today, I don't know why, but anyway, let's go to it. The Shining Tribe Tarot. Okay, with the color correction. It's very interesting with the color correction straight away off the bat. It's much darker than the 2001 edition of this deck, which is to me is quite interesting because I like the fact that it's lighter. I don't know, let's go more into it then. Yeah, I guess what's happened here is more dynamic. Instead of like mostly dark brown, it's more like earth color red, which is we can see a lot in the Native American areas like Sedona, Arizona, something like this. And this is just like a really off different color altogether. That is so funny. Okay, sorry for this constant movement of this tripod today. The tripod wants to dance. Yeah, the same with this one as well. Although if you see it here, now this one is more visible color wise. Okay, this is also very different color, no? Interesting. Somehow I feel the Llewellyn edition is more beautified version of the pictures, and the new design by the Weiser books, it's more visceral, if you can say it like that, and it's, you can tell this is like a lot of coloring by the watercolor or something like this, whereas this one can be like, it's too much color correction, if I would say it. You see, like it feels maybe a little bit repainted in a way. So yeah, of course this one is more real, even though it's darker. Tradition. Yeah, adding the color. This is quite a different color on the wings. The medicine wheel, the chariots. There is a new YouTube video with Aubrey Marcus and Matthias De Stefano that explain the ideas of the art of manifestation, and it's completely different with the law of attraction basically. So I think if you're a super manifester, you should check this one out as well. Yeah, this video. And it has something to do with the medicine wheel, of course. Strength. So beautiful, no? The new one. Hola. This is completely different picture. This is like, in here you can see the auric field of the hermit, and this one is just like blue sky. That is really interesting. This is become a completely different feeling, no? The spiral of Fortuna. Justice. And yeah, the more red earth color is totally different from the orange color, because this is more relatable to the Native American tradition, I believe. That makes sense actually why the color correction is important. is also beautiful, the Hang Woman. Death. I think this Death card is also in the other tarot deck, which is the Shining Woman, in a way. And then the next one is the Temperance. Okay. Yeah, the Temperance also, look at the color of the water. It's just more three-dimensional in a way and have more structure. Not structure, what you call it? Has not structure. I forgot the word of it. It has like a different kind of volume in a way. Yeah. The Devil. Oh wow, look at this. It's totally different kind of color of the clothing as well. How did they manage to change the color like this then? A lot of dark blue become purple in a way. So, I really don't like the way this thing moving. Okay, I hope this is resolve a little bit of the moving tripod issue. Look at the Moon card. This is already quite beautiful as well, I think. I like this one color better actually. This one somehow a bit too dark. The Sun. Awakening. This one is so beautiful because it's become the Spirit. And the last one, the World, the Shining Woman. To be fair, this one looks more vibrant, but I get what she's saying. This one is more connected to the middle bits, I guess. Interesting interpretation, y'all. Why did the leveling needs to recoloring this? It's very interesting take. Ace of Trees. I feel that we're starting to only talking about the different coloration of the deck in itself, and it is quite fascinating how different the colors are from the real picture. But maybe also because 2001 is the first years of digital modifications. It wasn't really easy to get things right, basically. Which is, this one is also very beautiful actually. Look, comparison. So I understand the need to recolor because also the color in the computer at that time and what happening in the printer, sometimes it's become super different. Okay, it's not like now that we can recalibrate it with Photoshop, so to make sure that the image that's seen in the computer screen is the same that is printed on the paper. That took at least 15 years for the computer to catch up the technology, you know. It's not very easy to do actually. I know that because I was a photographer, so a lot of times I also got frustrated because things that I've already retouched and recolor in Photoshop, when it comes to the printer, it becomes either darker or brighter or different color. I think this can be also a similar situation of what's happening in the 2001, because also a lot of times it's just very different. And if you see here, there's a gradation of yellow, and probably at that time the computer taking everything as become yellow, which is totally makes sense. If you think about the people also at that time in 2001, when they see pictures, they don't like gradation like this. So basically what I'm trying to say, like 25 years ago, 30 years ago, when people see things from the computer, they prefer to see things like this. It's more neat, it's more for sure this is from computer kind of thing. And they like the idea that being retouched is like, for example, because this is like with pen, with stenciling, something that made by hand. And at that time, 25-30 years ago, the idea of retouching is make everything looks quite clean and flat like this. So it's very understandable. And whereas now, 25 years later, we really cherish if we can see the trace of humanity in everything that people are doing. So that's totally makes sense. We're going back towards the color correction as it is, because there's a feeling, isn't it, that this is what Rachel Pollack actually made, right? Instead of being color corrected, and we're not seeing the real thing anymore. That makes sense actually. Like, this is probably the fault of the computer altogether, that this color become corrected into purple, because the programming at that time is really more rudimentary than now. The nuance and the gradation of the color is really difficult to get correctly. Yeah, it's like a totally different picture with 8 of trees. This is like a burning house here. This beautiful idea of the 9 of trees. Look at this people, everything. The 3 people. Ah, they put it like this. I thought the vision cards are in a different place. And this one is much more looking more modern actually. This version. It's very interesting. Also the size of the cards are bigger. Look at this, it's like a totally different kind of image. But can you imagine if we were like having this type of picture in the first place? We wouldn't really know what it is actually, right? Would be odd. Why Five of Reverse. Look at this yoni image. It's really beautiful actually. This is completely different color. Wow, but I'm really happy that I have both edition, to be quite honest. In a way, I'm more old style, so I would probably choose the Llewellyn edition, unfortunately, because I would like to see things more clear of what it is, what things it is. Even though I know that looking at her own coloring can create more visceral feeling, but in a way I would like to see clearly what I'm seeing also, you know. Ace of Birds. I really like the way now they can create this without have to recoloring like this one. Got this Three of Swords. It's a completely different feeling. This just looks like a smudge. Oof, Five of Swords. I'm sorry I'm so silent. I don't know what to say. To be quite honest, I'm really mesmerized by the pictures of Rachel Pollack arts, but at the same time they are really visceral, and most of the time I don't use her deck like this because it's just too visceral to me. And also I don't know, I see her decks as more advanced, to be quite honest, and it's not very client friendly if I want to be fair, because it seems like her artwork is much more derived into old tradition, you know, like cave paintings, this type of art, and it's very rich in symbolism, and a lot of the images that depicted in her cards is actually have something to do with rituals in different times. And for client work, I don't really think it's worked that way. A lot of people would like, at least my clients, they would like to read with me in the room in a way. So it's more like, interactive reading between me and my clients. And most of my clients don't really go deep into the esoteric level of divinatory tool that we can find in Rachel Pollack's deck, you know. They're more into like everyday life scenes, especially the modern decks, and they like more popular answers. For them it's more relatable than cave paintings ideas from thousands of years ago. But having said that, this type of deck is really good on different kind of clients, like the yoga people, for example, who's interested in archaeology for themselves, and for the seekers, you know, some clients are seekers as well. So in that sense, I can try to use 1 or 2 cards from this deck and they would be also very happy, you know, even though I'm also not into this deck so much as well. For me, it's more like a act of collecting and really appreciating her wealth of knowledge and the way she combine different types of spirituality that she found along the way, you know. And it's not easy, and it takes a long time to interpret and understanding all of these ideas that you encounter. So this is the 5 bonus card from the new deck. Portrait of Albert. Okay, so it should be like this. Who's Albert? Bright true nobility. Okay, is that what Albert means? Knowledge and life. Wow, this is so beautiful. Look at the snakes here. The Sphinx in Eden. That is so cute. This is the idea of the humanity before fallen into sin. This biblical brainwashing stories is very interesting. Saint Teresa. Okay, and Tiamat that will eat everything. Okay, so this is the back of the deck. Very interesting. So now I guess we're going to talk about the book. Okay, let's talk about the guidebook. To be fair, I take a look at the guidebook itself first, so it's not a very shocking revelation for me. So let's talk about the first, or rather the second edition of this tarot deck, the Shining Tribe. And to be fair, it's all in black and white. I know that it's finding it more quite, what do you call it, quite superficial. Of course, the black and white versus the full colored one in the next iteration of this deck. And about the explanation of the cards in itself, there is no really different from the new deck basically, although things that I would like to talk about is actually when it comes to the readings part. This iteration of the Shining Tribe Tarot felt a little bit confusing because it's all just words in a way, and there is no graphic about it, so it can be confusing. And also in the appendix part, the Start Your Own Shining Tribe, in here there is also a lot of instructions, but there is not much to say as well actually, and there is no room for writing down your thinking, even though you probably don't want to mess with the guidebook and write it with a pen, right? So it's still better to write it outside of the book in itself. And appendix 2 and glossary is the same with the new iteration of this deck. Now, with the Wacer book edition, we will see the praise for the Shining Tribe Tarot. And I think what I like about this iteration, outside of like full colored guidebook as this deck deserves to be, is also the brief history of the Shining Tribe Tarot in itself. So the difference is it's kind of give us a glimpse of the 1992 first edition of this tarot that called the Shining Woman Tarot, and how this become like very confusing for a lot of people in 1992, because a lot of people thought this deck is only for women, and that's not what she intended, Rachel Pollack. So that's why she redid again this tarot deck and rename it into the Shining Tribe with the leveling in 2001. Yeah, and also over the years she created and added 5 different cards, but because it's already published, so she didn't add another edition for that. But of course it's become out of print, and then now it's just really nice that we have the 3rd iteration of this deck posthumously by the Wacer books, and I think it's being done quite nicely because it's added depth from this previous leveling edition, and also the color in the guidebook is just very apt, isn't it? Because it's Rachel Pollack. It's just giving us a really good idea of the deck in itself, and it felt not your regular mass market deck, if you know what I mean. It more feel like something that Baba Baroque would do. They're really considerate of their own work, Baba Studio. So I think to do the same feeling for Rachel Pollack deck is just an apt thing to do, really. And also all of the information is quite the same so far that I read. I don't know, maybe when I'm reading it again it will be different. And then the vision cards, which is actually what do you call it? So the vision cards is normally the court cards in all the other tarot, but this is the explanation why it's their name is not kings and queens anymore. So I think it's really nice as well to have it separate from the minor arcana explanation, which is this book is also did as well. I just really like the fact that this is really colored and much upgraded quality than the leveling production in 2001. And also the readings parts in here, I like it because there's the graphic, so it's clearer what the spread can do basically. And then there's individual spreads, examples as well. The leap across the abyss spreads is more aptly explained, you know. So, and then there's these dreams readings and soul readings. I think it's yeah, it belongs to this deck because it's about dream weaving. It's about the Aboriginal cultures, which is the dream walkers culture, and a lot of Native American or Native people, you know, imagery is being featured in the deck. So I think to have this type of spreads is yeah, it should be here basically, right? So, and then it's really nice. There's a ways to activate tarot card, of course, entering the card, and the appendix, the name changes, it's become clearer, I feel. And also the way to start your own shining tribes. This is to make your own workshop with different people. And the fact that it has this gap of like notes, it's just give you a very good idea that okay, this is one exercise all together and it's different. You don't have to jump from this one to this one immediately. You can take a break, or you can make it as a homework, you know. I think I would like to do something like this even with other tarot deck. And because now actually YouTube already asked me if I want to monetize my channel, and I'm kind of figure maybe I would ask quite a low fee, and then we do once a month a review of a particular tarot deck together or something, or working or studying tarot decks together. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, so that is the guidebook, which is both editions are quite precious. It's on its own right. The card itself, how do I feel about the card itself? I feel the card itself, it's almost similar in a way of the card stock, if you know what I mean. It's just I'm not really a big fan of the border, but then this is also a big border, so it's almost similar feeling in my opinion. But what else that I should talk about? The quality of the card itself, the new Wacer books, I feel it's much better because it's not bowing, and it's just when you shuffle it, I think it's, let's just try. It's more sturdy, and yet it's more loosely, if you know what I mean. This one, it feels too loose, to be quite honest, the leveling edition. And but also, like, if you have a smaller hands like me, it's nicer because it's easier to shuffle all together as well. But then again, you also don't have the extra card, so I don't know. If you want, of course, if you want the new one and somewhat maybe can be sound more original, you want to have this iteration, the latest iteration from Wacer book. But if you're by any chance you can get this one as well, the 2001 Llewellyn edition, I think if you can get it with a reasonable price, I think it's good to have both decks, because of the reason that I said before, that this one has just like a better pictures quality in my mind. Just like, although it's different color altogether from what Rachel intended, but at the same time it's clearer and you can see what the color is about, you know, what the shape is about. So that is my fast review and energy pairing of both decks. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, please don't forget to subscribe, share, and comments. Like always, because your participation really help this channel getting known by more and more people in the world. Okay guys, so thank you so much. I probably will launch membership to this channel in the coming weeks. I still need to think about what to do with it, and I hope you guys joining me in that membership only videos, or like studying tarot with me, meaning I'm also studying with you guys and we exchange information. Okay, so thank you and see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye bye.